welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness.
Welcome to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show every Saturday, right here on AM 1220 KHTS, where Don Gatling and Gino Franti get to share with you what you need to know, want to know, and should know about real estate, finance, and so much more for 6.5 years now, Gino.
That's right. And the best way to look at the 6.5 years of catalogs, actually don't bother looking at the first years. 5.5 years of catalogs.
Yes.
At donandgino.com. Go to our YouTube channel. There's almost 2,000 videos there. All the shows, lots of great information. And what I like to say is you could also see how great our economy's become over these years. A lot of the shows were about foreclosures and short sales and credit card debt and bankruptcy.
And losing weight and all kinds of...
There was that too.
Yeah, there's a lot more room in the studio than there used to be.
True story.
Yes,
mostly me.
No, we got about 140 pounds from back in the day.
Yep.
So we love bringing you what's going on. I mean, we started this show 6.5 years ago to purely just give you options, let you know that there are options during a tough economy. Now we get to share with you what you can now do with a great economy, and we bring great experts in, like we have today, with Scott the Mortgage Doc, now with Skyline Home Loans. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You want to introduce your lovely lady that dressed up our studio here today?
Absolutely. This is the amazing JOANNE Littman.
With Keller Williams Westlake.
That's right, yes.
All right. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. It's so awesome to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you on this side of Dodge. Hopefully
Right?
it didn't take you too long to get out here.
No, easy drive.
Good.
Easy drive.
Good.
Very
Yep.
cool. Well, we like bringing out exciting, you have great energy, so you're going to be perfect for the show today. So hopefully you guys are all tuned in because Joanne's got some great information for you, what's going on in the mortgage market today and the real estate market today between the two, and how you're helping buyers and sellers be successful right now, right?
Yes, so excited.
So tell us a little bit about why you got into real estate.
That's a really great question. With Keller Williams, they really believe a lot in culture, and they kind of embed it in you. Some people joke, oh, you know, you drank the Kool-Aid. Well, I've totally had the Kool-Aid and dish it out myself often. My why has changed significantly. Originally, when I got into the business, it was to help people. But actually, it's not.
Such a cliche.
I know, right? I mean, yes, it is, and I'll get to that. But my why is because, you know what, it's expensive to live here in LA. And I've got bills and a mortgage myself and 2 kids I'm going to put through college.
That's right.
So that's my why. Then, as you sell and you build relationships, then you're like, oh my gosh, I just did that. I just sold them a home. And it's not just about the structure. It's about the years of Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas, babies being born, maybe even a funeral. But it's the memories that for the rest of their lives, I did that. That's why I do what I do.
There you go.
All right. I think
And that was the Don Gino Real Estate Finance Show.
Thanks for having me.
Wow. Powerful.
Very good. No,
Very
and it's great to have a why and not just because of the almighty dollar. At least you meant, hey, I got to pay the bills.
Sure.
Absolutely.
But you know what? I'm okay with that because we have to pay our bills. We're very successful. Our office is very successful, and we're proud of that. But I think we're successful for the same reason you mentioned.
Sure.
Is because we really enjoy helping others. I mean, that whole cliche, we like to help others. But I know our team, why Scott joined Skyline, I believe, is one, we give back a lot, and two, because we really care. I mean, we ask all the questions. We're friends with them. We'll read some of these great reviews you got because we're about that. I mean, you go to our Yelp page or our Zillow pages. We have a stockpile, I'm not exaggerating, 200, 300 probably reviews. In fact, I just had our girl post these, and I'm just going back on the same track as you, post the most recent ones just in the last 30 days.
That's awesome.
Because you think everybody goes, well, that's the 10 best and 3 are your mom.
Right.
Well, these are actually real client testimonials in the last 30 days.
Sure.
And our close dates, too, that we close on time. We're not full of it. And you attest that. You can see your passion that, I did that. I helped them. That's why you're in it, right?
It's the beauty of the business. It's life by design, right? So we can, as an agent, you get to pick and choose a little bit who you want to work with. And back to kind of my why and everything else. So it started with me and the experience that I hope to provide them. But it's also about my team. And Scott and I have been working together for a long time, even before he came to Skyline. And the experience have just been even better for both me and my clients. And so he's helping me get it closer to that why. We're closing deals together. I'm, putting away money for college, and then we're selling homes. It's really incredible.
Well, I like that you guys talk about your teamwork, and Scott, you can attest to how great is it working with somebody that understands that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, it's not just you're a vendor, you actually are a partner, and that benefits the clients, does it not?
Absolutely. I mean, we all want to make sure the transaction goes as perfect as possible, but things come up, and they will happen through the transaction. It's how you work together as a team to solve that and address it with the buyers and the sellers and the agents and all parties. And working with someone like her, Joanne, is just incredible because we're on the same page. We game plan together. We figure out how to approach the situation. So it's all about solutions with her. So that's what I love.
So, that's interesting. You bring up a point, right? Because a lot of times people approach a realtor and they say, and you say, are you pre-approved? And they say, well, no, I'm not. Is that important? Yeah, it's super important. It's the first thing you have to do. We can't even go look at a home because that's already sold by the time you'll get pre-approved. And the pre-approval process sometimes takes time. Sometimes it's not 1 or 2 days, depends on how complex the buyer situation is.
Oh, no, you can just answer the phone and say, yeah, you're pre-approved, right?
You
Yes,
can.
you can.
You can
Some
call,
lenders do that.
Yeah, you can call a bank and get that.
And it fails every time.
50-50
Every
shot at
time.
closing.
Yeah.
It fails every time. I'd rather see Scott take 2 weeks, like our last one.
Yeah.
It literally took 2 weeks. And it wasn't easy, and he put hours and hours into it. But that's what it takes sometimes.
No, did they get into a home?
We're still working on that.
Yes.
Yep.
But you're finding a way, right?
We're finding a way.
Because
There's
a lot of
always a
it
way.
is that. It isn't always that easy.
No.
I mean, and this is a good thing for all of you out there. If you're thinking about buying, you go, I don't think I can do it. When you work with a great team like Joanne and Scott, and our team does the same thing, we will put together a plan to help you get into a home, just like Joanne and Scott will. That's the difference. You can easily say no, or, hey, I really need a 4-bedroom house, and one lender goes basically goes lazy and goes, well, you can't. You can only afford a condo.
Right.
Well, maybe there are ways if you plan, like, hey, can you come get a gift? Can you come up with some more money? Can we fix your credit a little better, get a higher FICO score to lower your interest rate? There's things to do to help them achieve their goals other than being lazy.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's also not pass fail, right? Because that's what you're talking about. Some
Right.
people, it's not, pass fail all day long. And the worst thing that could happen is if you actually give someone a pass and it turns out to be a fail, which, and I'm
That's
gonna,
what you were alluding to, right?
and I'm going to
It
talk about it.
happens.
That's a reality in our industry, right?
Yes.
We call them bombs back on the market. And the reason it happens is a lack of due diligence on the lender's part most of the time. Sometimes it's a property issue.
Actually,
we could have
I'm
some.
going to give Joanne credit. It's a lot of times the agent not caring. They're just
Oh,
trying to
wow.
get into escrow as fast as they can, take the buyer out, and get him into a home and get a check.
I have
But
some
you
awesome
don't do-
agent stories for you, but we won't even get there. That's a whole nother
Have
show.
you but you've seen that, have you not?
Yes.
Because that's imperative that you deal with it, because you also have a review from other agents, which are key. If you're not friendly and don't have a great reputation of getting the job done, what are the chances of them accepting your offer?
I mean, little to none, right?
Right.
Right.
And now how does that look for my clients?
Correct.
So it's win-win. It has to be. And that's why my team is just getting built stronger and stronger every day. Scott and I have become friends. Literally, he is my friend. And that's really important. And when a client does come to me already pre-approved, it's like going to the doctor, right? And hey, would you be open to a second opinion? Because when you're diagnosed with something and your car is not running efficiently, aren't you maybe going to take it to another mechanic? So that's where Scott comes in. I'll give him whatever numbers I have, and he literally is the mortgage doc. He is taking
Mortgage
people
doc,
who
I
are
love it.
here and
It's got his
putting them
lab coat
here,
on
and
there,
then we're
everything.
closing. And so it helps also.
It makes for a lot of good jokes in the office, too.
I mean, right?
We just don't want to put it on that glove.
Run, men, run.
You can tell we have a lot of fun here and stuff, and we love having Scott join our team. And if you just tuned in, we're here with Joanne Littman.
Yep.
With Keller Williams Westlake and Scott the Mortgage Doc with Skyline Home Loans, who just joined us recently, but tons of experience. And I love your background, Scott, because you go from the grunt of it, which is good, meaning you learn the craft, not
Absolutely.
just became a salesman, you actually understand the processing side of it and what goes into creating a good loan, which is now benefiting Joanne and your clients, correct?
Absolutely.
I think, sometimes, Don, we have in this industry people that go backwards, right? They're a salesperson in a different industry. Someone sees they're a good salesperson. They try to bring them into this industry. And this industry is not forgiving. It really isn't. It takes 5 years to have any concept of what you're doing and 10 years to at least have a really good grasp of the whole thing.
Well, clients and agents can't see through your sales, right? They know when you're sincere or not. I mean, figure, this is the biggest purchase of your life, biggest asset of your life, and your biggest debt. It better be handled correctly. It's funny, people spend more time planning their vacation for a week than they do purchasing a home. So working with a great team like Scott Edwards with Skyline and Joanne, make sure I say it, Littman with Keller Williams is a great team. So how can they get a hold of you guys? Because we're going to go to break, but I want to make sure they know how to get a hold of you guys in case they have to go away.
Facebook's always a great way for me.
I was gonna say the same
I'm,
thing.
Joanne Littman, that girl. That's kind of my tagline.
I like it.
And you'll read in some of my reviews that my clients are actually referring to me as that girl. And then just Keller Williams. If you just Google me, Joanne Littman with Keller Williams, there I am.
Very cool. How about
Yeah.
you, Scott?
For me, I'm Scott the Mortgage Doc. I'm all over Facebook, so you can reach me there. But my phone number is always a great number. You can call me or text me there at 661-373-1034.
All right, and with that radio voice, you're going to take over our
Just gonna
show.
say, okay.
Jeez. All right, don't go away. We're with a dynamic duo, Joanne Littman with Keller Williams and Scott Edwards with Skyline, sharing with you what you really need to know how to be successful in the real estate industry. We'll be right back.